birth, after a long wait, parents discover the face and body of the baby they have dreamed of. The mother carried this baby for 9 months without being able to see him or her, having already developed an intimate dialogue, heart to heart. At birth, the baby's body memory is far from being virgin. Many sensory experiences have shaped this little human being that parents discover on that day. The smell, taste, touch, hearing, balance have imprinted a lot of information over 8 months. The birth brings an initiating experience which is both difficult and necessary. The baby and mother are to be congratulated for the successful outcome of this uncertain battle. The asset of information from birth, in addition to genetic information, epigenetic and the sensory antenatal imprint, form a huge reservoir of memories and equipment for life. The intervention of the osteopath within the team that accompanies the baby and its parents is a dialogue through 3 sensory channels. These are the baby, the environment, and the osteopath. The sense of touch is particularly developed by the 9 months of aquatic life, and on the threshold to aerial life, it's not so much manipulation, but an exchange with feedback. Functional disturbances can be greatly improved: crying, sucking difficulties, digestion, bronchitis and respiratory problems, neck injury and imbalanced head position. La grossesse s'est bien passée?
Très bien.
Et l'accouchement?
Ça a été.
An osteopath looks for what the body of the baby is showing us.
Voilà. Mais sinon.
The way the birth happens. The memory of the position in the belly. Take away the negative tensions in the body. Growing, he can develop nicely. It's a sensibility to touch. Can you feel what's happening now in your own belly, mother? The consultation begins with the intention of the parent to present their baby to an osteopath. His or her availability, professional competence and right attitude is dominant in this exchange. The osteopath seeks manual contact through palpation and perception. This constitutes a fulcrum, a vibratory fulcrum, opening the field of communication and exchange with the baby and its environment. Se dérouler, regarde Arthur. Donc là, il part en arrière, il n'a pas fini ce mouvement de sortir. His head is going backward because he didn't finish his movement of birth. This movement is present already in the belly during the pregnancy. Now he's taking a support on his head.
Le 9 octobre.
Donc il y a 3 jours.
Ouais.
Voilà. Vas-y Arthur, petit à petit déroule. He's doing the unwinding used during the delivery. Voilà. Étire bien tout le dos, finis le mouvement. Now he's finishing the movement. Ouvrir les mains, changer au niveau respiratoire. Can you see the change of breath? Voilà, là il fait un temps de pause. And now there's a pause. Donc c'est important de respecter les temps du bébé. Et vous pouvez ressentir dans votre ventre. Voilà, sentez la détente là qui s'installe. Voilà, Arthur, continue. Et petit à petit, il ouvre une main.
I am an obstetrician gynecologist whose mission is to support the best possible parents for the birth of their child. There are mothers who deliver their babies very easily over obstacles without any problems. It is what we call the photopelvic confrontation, a descent into the pelvis with rotation of the head and passage through perineum. But sometimes the delivery can be difficult, unfortunately, with the need for forceps or a cesarean section. Babies can undergo significant pressure constraints. Some babies are born with a rugby ball head or a bump on the skull and asymmetric strains. These strains are not necessarily linked to the birth itself, but may also be due to the bad position in the uterus before delivery. All these babies should be entrusted to the hand of an osteopath accustomed to work with the newborn in the day following birth to affect the structural balance, and it was we are trying to do, with parent consent of course, and with the collaboration of our pediatrician.
Now he's back in flexion mode.
Ouais.
Can you see his own vertical axis? He still has hands closed. Fulcrum behind the head.
Il va relâcher le système respiratoire et puis le ventre.
It's a good prevention for colics.
Voilà, sa respiration commence à être plus profonde.
Breathing is better now.
Très important parce que dans votre
There's more efficiency. When the baby was in your belly, they had no digestion, no breathing.
un système respiratoire plus efficace.
Now the throat is releasing.
Très bien, continue. Laisse aller, Arthur. Bon, ça a été un peu difficile.
Ouais.
Donc, voilà. En même temps qu'il relâche, vous allez sentir comme ça lui fait du bien. Voilà. Allez, bonhomme. Tu vas t'étirer. Et s'il relâche bien la gorge, il va bailler ou... Voilà.
Ah oui.
Ça y est, il commence à relâcher. Voilà. Regardez comme c'est important d'ouvrir tout le haut de la nuque, la gorge. Allez Arthur, tu relâches jusque les mains. Voilà.
Arthur,
Ouvre les bras.
open your
Il y a de la
arms
place.
now.
Voilà, tu peux bailler. Continue à ouvrir. Voilà. Donc là, c'est vraiment la base.
Get free of the tension in the base of the skull.
Ce qu'on appelle la charnière obstétricale, à l'endroit où il appuie à la naissance, entre les différentes parties de l'occiput. C'est très important de relâcher ça. Et oui, ça a été un peu difficile, mais tu vois, c'était important que voilà, qu'on vous aide.
Ah bah
C'est
oui.
avec le péridurale.
You
c'est
know,
plus
with the
difficile de
epidural,
pousser bien.
it was difficult for you to push.
Allez,
Oh, ouais.
voilà. Moi, ça appuie sur l'oreille droite, il s'appuie.
Now he's pushing on the right here.
Tout ce qui est otite,
It's good to
voilà,
prevent otitis for the future.
Voilà, il continue à relâcher. Un autre moment de détente.
Since 2004, the French state recognized osteopathy, and thanks to the obstetrician and the management of our establishment, we have been pioneering an osteopathic care to babies in our maternity. Osteopaths take care of our children less than 6 months old because it's right after the birth and during the first 4 days of life with the agreement of obstetrician. Thanks to the obstetrician, osteopathy exists within our maternity and brought wellness to newborns. It's always in agreement with the mother, then the osteopaths take care of their children and under the guidance of midwife, auxiliary nurse and pediatrician. It happened gradually that it's to tell the child, then another. I'm not saying that all children have to be seen because all the babies don't need it, but the children we believe need to be seen are seen. It seems that parents are happy. Children seem to be very relaxed afterwards. We are obliged to say, yes, it is true, it's a well-being. Yes, is it true, the children looks good. Yes, is it true, we need them.
Just let it go.
Allez.
Stretch, relax.
Et toi, tu peux pousser. Vas-y.
Feel how good it is.
D'accord.
The concepts of axes in the space of the body and limbs, tension patterns, pressure, and restriction of mobility will guide the movements of the osteopaths in search of health present. The purpose is not to diagnose disease, which is the role of the pediatrician.
On a un grand sourire. Voilà. Ça y est, regarde, tu peux laisser aller, étire-toi. Relâche les mains. Voilà. Sens comme ça fait du bien de sentir.
Health manifests itself by a neutral point of calm and tranquility around which the tissues will reorganize themselves. It's a direct informational approach addressed to the sensorial and nervous system of the baby.
C'est pour ça que c'est important dès le départ de leur apprendre. Ils ont une capacité d'apprentissage, voilà.
It's really important to learn from the very beginning of life, because it stays the whole long life.
Reste toute la vie.
The nervous system is not yet mature at birth. It's essential not to seek beyond the possibilities of the moment. Encore un peu de tension, mais les mains se relâchent de plus en plus. The emotional reactions of the baby and the environment are part of the treatment. The emotions put into words eliminate the bodily memory of a past that may already be a burden for the baby. Digestive and sleep disorders may be the consequence of that burden. Parents are most concerned about the importance of touch and the continuity of the skin-to-skin relationship with their baby from birth.
For me, it's something I don't know, as most doctors with a prior idea against the osteopath. And it is true that we really feel that osteopaths used to work with newborn are really good for these children. I think we are a very open team. We also practice homeopathy. It is true to say there was some intellectual curiosity for osteopathy. And then we realized that it could bring a lot of things. Sometimes during a session, we realize that the baby is actively participating in the treatment and then fell asleep. The moms tell us that they have their baby much more quiet with better nights.
Qu'elles trouvent que leur bébé est plus calme, fait mieux ses nuits.
Là, il y a plein de travail. Regardez comme il est concentré sur ce qu'il fait. Et quand ce sera fini, il
Under my hand, there's more movement now. See the good concentration. He's smiling because mother is making compliments.
Tu réagis très très bien. Tu laisses aller.
It's not by pulling the petals of a rose and giving it chemical fertilizers that we help to grow smoothly. In the same manner, as a well-planted shrub will develop long roots, it guarantees the future power of the tree, beauty of its flowers, and sweetness of its fruits. This can be linked to the exchange with the osteopath, which reveals the power of the baby's immune system and offers him or her the useful tools for defense, not only during the early years, but throughout life. For these, it may be necessary to see the child several times and follow them up regularly throughout growth.